Next up on the Cosmic News Network, First Contact with Joshua Pope.
Good morning, Earthlings. Good. How you doing today? Good. How you doing today? Welcome to First Contact Radio. Welcome to First Contact Radio. To talk about all these things we're talking about is because in life, everything is energy. Every single thing that's out there.
Yo, it's First Contact with Joshua Pope. He's the man on the mic, just in case you didn't know it. Covering news from all around the globe, from the weather and space to UFOs. We'll talk politics and make you open your eyes. Conspiracy theories and government lies. We'll dig it all up and try to find the proof. Cause it's time to demand the truth. It's time.
First Contact Radio. We have arrived. First Contact Radio. We have arrived. First Contact Radio.
It's time to demand
First Contact Radio. We have arrived. First Contact Radio.
Good morning, Earthlings. How you doing today? Welcome to First Contact Radio, end of the week Friday show. Today's the 11th of December. Right here, it's a new moon. The new moon was officially at 2:39 in the morning, Pacific time. And you can see where our moon is at the present time here. Okay, the next event we have coming up, full moon. That'll be at December 25th. So we've got 2 weeks between the new moon and the full moon. Let's see where we're at right now. So the aspects we're dealing with today. First of all, our moon sign is the same as yesterday. It was in Sagittarius. So we have the truthfulness. So it's a new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is fire, ideas. In the tarot cards, it's the card of temperance, which is learning to be temperate in all things. Temper ourselves. Temper as in making better. Like if you're tempering something, you're making a sculpture, the metal, you're continuing to hone it. And so this is the idea. We're learning to make ourselves better through the process of tempering, everything about who we are, our emotions, our ideas, really finding balance with them, really reaching to that higher aspect of who we are. There's been a number of aspects that have occurred. We had a trine shortly after midnight with Uranus, which brings events that are unexpected, surprising changes. Venus, which is imagination, and Neptune here, which is encouraging us to begin to use our imagination to look at things from a different perspective and the opportunity that presents itself there. Mars jumped into the mix a little bit after that, adding an extra dose of energy and oomph to the whole thing. Mars is tarot card. It's the Emperor, wanting to put things in order and organize. It could also be energy, if it's not really channeled right, could be a bit aggressive and angry. So we need to learn to channel that Mars energy properly. And then the aspect of ourselves, that healer, wounded healer inside of ourselves, came into aspect with Sagittarius, wanting to find the truth of what's really going on. What is this aspect of ourselves that needs to be healed? Why is it like that? What needs to fix it? Then at 4:29 a.m., the sun and the moon, both Sagittarius, had an opportunity to be conjunct with each other, talk with each other. And now the next aspect coming up will be after 10 o'clock, where Jupiter is going to come in and to expand everything. But it's a square, so there's a lesson that's going on here. Jupiter works with Sagittarius. It's expanding that whole realm, but there's a definite lesson that we need to learn in that expansion. In that expansion, perhaps seeing through some of the illusions that are out there. Maybe be open-minded about some things. Okay, over the course of the weekend, we are going to be dealing with Capricorn Moon. Brings in a different energy. Friday or Saturday and then Sunday. Brings in an earthly element. But right now we're at fire, Sagittarius, Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon. So Just going to roll with that and call that good. Have a new moon, so new opportunities, starting things fresh, a new cycle within the cycle. Okay. Over at the Jewish calendar, today is, you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th day of Hanukkah. 6th day will begin this evening. The Hebrew, the name today is 29 Kislev. Coming to the end of the month there as well. The daily thought, never forget that your true place is the place of light. Even when you find yourself in the midst of darkness and sorrow, know that this is not your home. Where is your home? Where does your true self live? It lives absorbed within the very origin of light. From there, a glimmer of itself escapes and splashes below. All it takes is that glimmer to transform the darkness, that it too should shine. Lion Oracle, it's a 5-tone day. 5 tones are called the overtones. So today would be the overtone, human guided by the sun. Free will is the human enlightenment. Purification, hidden power. Our hand is our ability to accomplish. It's our like-minded energy, whereas inspiration is our challenge. The phrase for today is, I am power in order to influence, commanding wisdom. I seal the process of free will with the overtone, tone of radiance. I am guided by the power of universal fire. Space weather, solar winds 698.1 kilometers per second. Planetary K index, quiet in the 3 area. Could perhaps become unsettled over the next 24 hours. We do have a new coronal hole that seems to be moving in towards our direction, facing us. We'll see how that unfolds. M-class flare possibilities staying at 10%, X-class at 1. Geomagnetic storm activity is subsiding slightly. The mid-latitudes is dropping from 35 down to 25% chance, and in the high latitudes going from 45 down to 30. So things are definitely subsiding out there around us. And Friday the 11th, Sirius, famously the brightest star in the night sky, must have a friend to catch Sirius actually rising. If you can find a good view down the east-southeast horizon, watch for Sirius emerging into view. It's about 2 fists at arm's length below Orion's belt. Sirius rises about 7 to 8:30 p.m. now, depending on where you live. When a star is very low, it tends to twinkle quite slowly, often in vivid colors. Sirius is bright enough to show these effects especially well. All right, there you have it. That is our cosmic weather for today. Just a compilation of the different energies around us so we know how to move through all of them accordingly. And that's really all it's about. And the idea when you're looking at these different, the Dreamspell Oracle, there's a lot of self-interpretation, a lot of looking at these ideas to see how they apply to you. And that's really the way to look at it. You can get in depth and study astrology and study the different sciences in depth, but I believe that those is to help you learn more about who you are and what you're about. And when you look at them in general, you're looking to see what are the elements being affected, because those are what's affecting all of us. And so we do our individual work, and then there's the work that we do with the group, which is a little different understanding. And we just find different ways to learn a little bit more about ourselves each and every day. That's the whole point of all of that. All right, there you have it. UFO News is up next.
It's time for the UFO News with Joshua Poet.
All right, UFO News. Today, 4 stories. Story number 1 is a recording that was taken up near the moon from Foggia, Italy. This was on the 6th of December. Okay, new interesting video footage of a bright UFO hovering recorded near the moon from Foggia, Italy. Okay, so we see a definite object there. Obviously, we have our moon. And we're looking for this object that is in question here. Yeah, there is something that seemed to move across some shadow. I don't know what that was, but maybe it was just as he was setting up the camera. Okay, the video itself is 3 minutes, 31 seconds in length. So you can check it out, enlarge it so you can see. I'm going to jump up ahead. Alright, in our second story, here's an orb UFO hovers near Grassy area in Texas as if it searches the ground below for something on the ground. Okay, an unnamed Texas witness in Hutto Williamson County has claimed to have seen an orb UFO moving near the ground and emitting a green light. The UFO seemed to scan the field and search for something, according to the testimony filed with the MUFON database. The sighting took place November 22nd at around 8:14 in the morning local time, as the witness was driving into Hutto and spotting a strange orb UFO, according to the report. The witness told MUFON he noticed a bizarre green light near the open grass field, so he decided to pull off to the side of the road. He observed the orb below hovered above a grassy area as if it scanned the ground looking for something. It moved like a dog sniffing in the ground to search for something as it flew side by side close to the ground for approximately 30 seconds. Then the green light turned off suddenly and the UFO zoomed off. Very interesting indeed. I don't think I've heard one like that before. Here we have another audio for you to listen to. This is Dreamland. This one deals with DNA. Are significant numbers of humanity the product of ancient and advanced alien civilization? Have we, across the millennia, been periodically modified and refined as a species? In short, has our genetic makeup been manipulated by otherworldly beings that view human civilization as one big lab experiment? Well, this week, Nick Redfern makes a fascinating case for the strangeness of our DNA. What happened to cause the enormous leap from Neanderthal to Cro-Magnon man 45,000 years ago? In contrast to what has happened in human development in the past, there is a long evolutionary leap of all that had come before. The gap has not yet been explained, or has it? Listen to Nick as he makes his case. Alright, so we've got a 40-minute video here, well worth your time. And one last story. Child witness points to hovering UFO. 2-year-old boy pointed to a UFO hovering under 500 feet, saying, "Look, Daddy," according to the testimony from Longmont, Colorado, and the MUFON database. The witness said that he was out walking with his son about 8:30 p.m., March 21st, 2015, when the object was first seen. "I had the sudden urge to take my 2-year-old son outside for a walk to look at the stars," the witness stated. "We left our apartment complex neighborhood and followed a path that leads to a darker, more secluded area with walkways and no streetlights. The area is about a 5-minute walk from our apartment. There are walking paths that follow alongside a small flowing stream and trees, just a nice area to view the sky, away from the lights and buildings." The witness was carrying his son in his arms and walking when suddenly the child says, "Daddy, look," and he points up. Not directly above us, but in front of us. I looked and pointed as well. What I saw shocked me. It was barely visible. I could barely see it, but I could notice a very, very wide, large V or chevron-shaped craft just hovering completely still. It was a very clear night, no moon, and the stars were very clear. This thing blended in with the stars. It was completely still until a few seconds after we pointed at it. Then it moved from the east to the west towards the Rocky Mountains directly over us. I could see the stars in the sky through the craft almost as if it were glass or transparent. I could only see 7 orange, yellowish, circular lights under it as it flew over us. The lights were faded to the same brightness as the background stars, but were much larger. The transparency was exactly like the Predator in the Predator movie with Arnold. We could just barely see an outline of something distorted in the sky above it as it moved. It moved as a solid straight path eastward. It was completely silent, no sound at all. It was hard to tell the size and the altitude, but I would say it was flying really low, like 500 or less feet, maybe even 100 feet. I mean, it was right there close, gigantic in our face, bigger than our entire apartment building. We kept pointing and staring as it passed over us. It was hard to see when it was hovering, but easier to see as it moved over us, and it faded as it kept moving west. Eventually, it just blended in with the night sky the further away it flew. There was no emission, no smoke or exhaust or afterburners or fires of any kind. Absolutely no sound at the entire time. No blinking or flashing lights, only 7 circular orange or yellowish lights underneath. Alright. He says that I was frightened, and so was my son. We just got out of there after seeing this. We were both ready to go home. Alright, there you go. So, that's our UFO news today. Very interesting story. And that is it for the moment. We'll be right back. I'm going to continue on momentarily. Stay tuned. Here we go.
Come into our circle, Great Spirit. Fill our souls with peace.
Next up, we continue on with the Psalms today. Do the next 7, so that'll be 35 for the week. I hope that you're finding something of value here in these. I do. I definitely do. You know, there's a lot of question that I've been really dealing with. I told you, just looking at the different interpretations of God. Throughout the Bible, you've got the Old Testament God, you got the New Testament God, you've got the stories from the Nag Hammadi, what Jesus describes, and you just see that there's a lot of information here, and a lot of things that can be put together, to gain understanding from. Obviously, the Psalms are a very important book because it does show strength and instill a sense of strength. So, in that regards, it's really a lot of great wisdom. So, let me quit rambling and get back to the Psalms. Psalm number 29. Give unto the Lord, O ye mighty, give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The Lord God of glory thundereth. The Lord is upon many waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. The voice of the Lord breaketh the cedars, yea, the Lord breaketh the cedars of Lebanon. And he makes them also skip like a calf, Lebanon and Syrian like a young unicorn. The voice of the Lord divideth the flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness. The Lord shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord maketh the hinds to calve, and discovereth the forest, and in his temple doth every one speak of his glory. The Lord sitteth upon the flood, yea, the Lord sitteth king forever. The Lord will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. 30. I will extol thee, O Lord, for thou hast lifted me up, and thou hast not made my foes to rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. O Lord, thou hast brought upon my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing unto the Lord, O ye saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. For his anger endureth but a moment. In his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And in my prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Lord, by thy favor thou hast made my mountain to stand strong. Thou didst hide thy face, and I was troubled. I cried to thee, O Lord, and unto the Lord I made supplication. What profit is there in my blood when I go down to the pit? Shall the dust praise thee? Shall it declare thy truth? Hear, O Lord, and have mercy upon me. Lord, be thou my helper. Thou hast turned from me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to thee and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks unto thee forever and ever. 31. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Bound down thine ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be thou my strong rock for a house of defense to save me. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Therefore, for the name's sake, lead me and guide me. Pull me out of the net that they have laid privately for me, for thou art my strength. Into thine hand I commit my spirit. Thou hast redeemed me, O Lord, God of truth. I have hated them that regard lying vanities, but I trust in the Lord. I will be glad and rejoice in thy mercy, for thou hast considered my trouble. Thou hast known my soul in adversity, and hast not shut me up in the hand of the enemy. Thou hast set my feet in a large room. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am in trouble. Mine eye is consumed with grief, yea, my soul and my belly. For my life is spent with grief, and my years with sighing. My strength faileth because of mine iniquity, and my bones are consumed. I was a reproach among all enemies, but especially among my neighbors, and a fear to mine acquaintance. They that did see me without fled from me. I am forgotten as a dead man out of mind. I am like a broken vessel. For I have heard the slander of many. Fear was on my side while they took counsel against me. They devised to take away my life. But I trusted in thee, O Lord. I said, Thou art my God. My times are in thy hand. Deliver me from the hand of mine enemies, and from those that persecute me. Make thy face to shine upon thy servant. Save me for thy mercy's sake. Let me not be ashamed, O Lord, for I have called upon thee. Let the wicked be ashamed, and let them be silent in the grave. Let the lying lips be put to silence, which speak grievous things proudly and contemptly against the righteous. O how great is thy goodness, which thou hast laid up for them that fear thee, which thou hast wrought for them and that trust in thee before the sons of men. Thou shalt hide them in the secret of the presence of the pride of man. Thou shalt keep them secretly in the pavilion from the strife of tongues. Blessed be the Lord, for he hath showed me his marvelous kindness in a strong city. For I said in my haste, I am cut off before thine eyes. Nevertheless, thou heardest the voice of my supplications when I cried unto thee. O love the Lord, all ye his saints, for the Lord preserveth the faithful, the plentifully rewardeth the proud doer. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all ye that hope in the Lord. 32. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord impugneth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. When I kept silence, my bones waxed old through my roaring all day long. For day and night my hand was heavy upon me. My moisture is turned into the drought of summer. Selah. I acknowledged my sin unto thee, and mine iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgression unto the Lord, and thou forgavest the iniquity of my sin. Selah. For this shall every one that is godly pray unto thee in time when thou beest found. Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. Selah. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. Be ye not as the horse, or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with bit and bridle, lest they come near unto thee. Many sorrows shall be the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass about him. Be glad in the Lord, and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. 33. Rejoice in the Lord, O righteous, for praise is comely for the upright. Praise the Lord with harps, sing unto him with psaltery and an instrument of 10 strings. Sing unto him a new song, play skillfully with a loud voice. For the word of the Lord is upright, and all his works are done in truth. He loveth righteousness and judgment. The earth is full of goodness of the Lord. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, and all the host of them by the breath of his mouth. He gathered the waters of the sea together as a heap. He layeth upon the depth in the storehouses. For all the earth fear the Lord. Let the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spake, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast. The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. The counsel of the Lord standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, and the people whom he hath chosen for his own inheritance. The Lord looked from heaven, he beholdeth all the sons of men. From the place of habitation he looked upon the inhabitants of the earth. He fashioneth their hearts alike, he considereth all their works. There is no king saved by the multitude of a host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength. And horse is a vain thing for safety, neither shall he deliver any by his great strength. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon him that fear him, upon him that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death, and to keep them alive in famine. Our soul waiteth for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. For our heart shall rejoice in him, because we have trusted in his holy name. Let thy mercy, O Lord, be upon us, according as we hope in thee. (34) I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. O magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. They looked unto him, and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him, and saved him out of all of his troubles. The angel of the Lord encampeth around them that fear them, and delivereth them. O taste and see the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. O fear the Lord, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek the Lord shall not want any good thing. Come, ye children, hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. What man is he that desireth life and loveth many days, that he may see good? Keep thy tongue from evil, and thy lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and the ears are open unto their cry. The face of the Lord is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of their troubles. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of broken heart, and saveth such as a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. The Lord redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. And one more, this will be 35. Plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for mine help. Draw out the spear, and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. Let them be as chaff before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of the Lord persecute them. For without cause have they hid for me their net in the pit, which without cause they have digged for my soul. Let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself. Into that very destruction let him fall. And my soul shall be joyful in the Lord. It shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Lord, who is like unto thee, which delivered the poor from him that is too strong for him, yea, the poor and the needy from him that spoileth him? False witnesses did rise up. They laid to my charge things that I knew not. They rewarded me evil for good, to the spoiling of my soul. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned into mine own bosom. I behaved myself as though he had been my friend or brother. I bowed down heavily at one that mourneth of his mother. But in mine adversity they rejoiced. They gathered themselves together, yea, the subjects gathered together against me. And I knew it not. They did not tear me, and not ceased not. With hypocritical mockers and feast they gnashed upon me with their teeth. Lord, how long wilt thou look on? Rescue my soul from their destructions, my darling from the lions. I will give thee thanks in the great congregation. I will praise thee among the people. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me. Neither let them wink with an eye that hate me without cause. For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. Yea, they opened their mouth wide against me, and said, Aha, aha, our eye hath seen it. This thou hast seen, O Lord. Keep not silence. O Lord, be not far from me. Stir up thyself, and awake to my judgment, even unto my cause, my God and my Lord. Judge me, O Lord my God, according to thy righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, Ah, so would we have it. Let them not say, We have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and brought to confession together that rejoice at mine hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor that magnify themselves against me. Let them shout for joy and be glad that favor my righteous cause. Yea, let them say continually, Let the Lord be magnified, which hath pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness and thy praise all the day long. Okay, there you go. It's 35 Psalms over the course of this week. I think they're great passages. I try to, as a musician, I'm trying to find, and understand what is the rhythm and the meter of the songs. And if it was put to music, what would the timing, the tempo be? I haven't quite figured that out, but I find them very fascinating, and they certainly are phrases that definitely tie in with someone who's a warrior, because they're all about the warrior spirit that's coming through, and that is definitely something that is there for us to learn from. Absolutely. All right, here is an article at In5D. It's called The Old Soul Experience by Margot Kritikar, PhD. If you are an old soul, read on. If you're not, read on anyway. You just might surprise yourself. An old wise soul might be a member of your family, someone you work with, a neighbor, or even someone sitting beside you on the bus. Hey, maybe it's the homeless person begging on the street. It could literally be anybody. You just don't know. I mean, they don't exactly walk around with a label on their forehead, but if you watch closely enough, you'll recognize them. As an old soul, you have the most experience in the game of life. You have lived so many lifetimes on Earth that you must feel tired and exhausted, but hang in there, because it is the old souls who are making the most differences on our planet right now. Old souls can be of all ages, anything from under 20 to over 60. Yes, old souls are always with us. They've always been here all over the world, on every continent, in every town, in all shapes and sizes, and they have experienced being either gender during one time of their lifetimes or another, whether they lived a few short months or many long years. Perhaps you are someone who remembers something vaguely, or you feel as if you are in an old soul, or even know for sure that you are. Have you ever experienced meeting someone for the first time and you feel you've known them forever, and you become immediate friends? Well, that would mean that you both are old souls. How about meeting someone at a first glance? You know this is someone with whom you must spend the rest of your life with. Then you are definitely both old souls. When you find yourself in situations that seem familiar to you, you meet people you've never met, never seen before, yet you feel you must know them somehow. Well, it might just be that you are meeting previous family members from other lifetimes. There have been wars and killings on this planet ever since humanity existed, so most probably every old soul, male or female, at one time or another was involved in the battles that raged. So even though you might be a woman now, you might have been a ferocious warrior in another lifetime. Your child might have been your father, uncle, or aunt, or cousin, or even enemy. You just don't know, because the roles change and the experiences change with every lifetime for everyone. Children or adults who are wise beyond words are old souls. Some of you know this clearly, but of course you have to keep it to yourself. You do not want to blow your own trumpet, even though you need not to be afraid any more in this day and age of being burnt at the stake. It is still not done. I mean, to walk around declaring to the world around you that you are very old and very wise too, and they should listen to you, well, it's just not the way to go. Rejoice, old soul. The energies of old, that old souls had to battle with, have now changed and believed it or not, the universe energies are working with us old souls. So have no fear or doubt. Be brave and courageous and go out there and do your thing, whatever that may be. Be assured the more assertive, determined, and passionate you are about the more the universe will work with you and give you whatever it is you need to achieve your goals. If you feel disoriented, confused as to what your mission is exactly, and what you are supposed to do now, join the club of old souls who still have to familiarize themselves with the new energies. You've had to fight for your rights for so long. You have to get used to the new waves of energies that are now working with you. No need to fight anymore. Just go ahead and do. Take action, positive action, and all will be well for you. Do you realize and see daily the new energies that are in the process of cleaning out and exposing all the muck, the lies, the atrocities, and the wickedness that has been done, and which has been swept under so many carpets for so many long years? Here's a piece of good news. The new energies cannot and will not tolerate anything that is not fair, just, and good for the whole. So in spite of how bad things may seem around us, have faith and trust that all will be well. Old souls know and feel a special direct connection to the Creator. They never doubt and they never despair. They've had too many lifetimes of experience, and they know that they are always loved. There is no question in their mind that the Creator, who is with them, protecting them always. Old souls carry a lot of light within them. And this light that old souls carry is lighting up all of our planet right now to overshadow the dark. The Akashic Records field that absorbs all the humanity's thoughts, emotions, and knowledge is now absorbing all of the light, knowledge, and wisdom from the wise old souls to store this into the grids off the planet for the next generations to come. How cool is that? Okay, so there you have it. Good article. Good article by Margot Kurtikar. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. All right, here is our channeled message for today. It comes from Archangel Gabriel.
Archangel Michael, December 10th,
Or Michael.
2015. Channeled by Daniel Scranton. Welcome. We are here to serve and assist you. Pleasure comes in many forms. You have many ways of experiencing pleasure. You could say that it is a driving force for most of humanity. It is built into your DNA to seek out pleasure and to avoid pain. The physical sensation of pleasure is often accompanied by the emotional state as well. You could call it joy, bliss, ecstasy, or something else. Even though the physical sensation of pleasure has come first most of the time, we want to offer you another approach. In this approach that we are suggesting, you seek out the emotional, the vibrational, the energetic experience of pleasure, and you allow it then to be experienced as a physical sensation. This is the inherent difference between going within and seeking that which is seemingly outside of yourselves. This pursuit of pleasure, however, does not require a lot of money, another person, food, or any of the other ways in which you seek out that experience of pleasure, and our suggestion gets you tapped into the infinite source. And when you are tapped into the infinite source, suddenly you find yourselves not needing much of anything. And as your lives become simpler and easier, you find yourself in more of a state of bliss, or ecstasy, as a natural consequence of your existence, rather than because you found, or got your hands on, something outside of you that can only give you that temporary experience. So we suggest giving yourselves the experience of pleasure without doing anything or seeking anything. And when you do, you will know yourselves as supremely powerful beings. We are Michael. We are infinite. We are love.
All right, that was a very good message from Michael. So thank you to Daniel for the channel, and thank you to Michael for the message. All right, continuing on with our Warrior of the Light. We're at page 137. I think we're getting close to the end of this book here, but these are good passages. I like them. What do you think? You like them? They remind us important qualities about being a spiritual warrior. You can give a fool 1,000 intellects, but the only one he will want is yours, says an Arabic proverb. When the warrior of light starts planting his garden, he notices that his neighbor is there spying. He likes to give advice when to sow actions, when to fertilize thoughts and water conquests. If he listens to what his neighbor is saying, he will end up creating something that is not his. The garden he is tending will be his neighbor's idea. But a true warrior of light knows that every garden has its own mysteries, which only the patient hand of the gardener can unravel. That is why he prefers to concentrate on the sun, the rain, and the seasons. He knows that the fool who gives advice about someone else's garden is not tending to his own plants. So close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Take another deep breath. And exhale again. Another breath. And exhale. And just feel the rhythm of the breath as it flows through you. And as you feel this rhythm, feel the way in which it brings happiness and pleasure to you on all levels. The pleasure of life flowing through your being as fire, water, air, and earth, with spirit being the glue that holds and connects all things together. And just see yourself moving through life, walking down the street, being completely in touch with the energy that flows through you, and understanding that all of your movements and actions are purposeful. And as we move, we learn to be in flow with the energy around us because we are more in tune with how all things around us move. We say, Mother, Father, God, thank you for the life that flows through our beings. Thank you for the many, many years of lessons and examples that have been provided to us through the many teachers that have been sent here to earth. Thank you for the opportunity each and every day to become a little bit better than we were the day before, to make this world a little bit nicer. And thank you for the opportunity simply to share with each other and correspond with each other. So let's just imagine ourselves corresponding and connecting with all the people we meet, simply energetically by sending some positive vibes their way. And just imagine one by one all of us moving in peace, moving in rhythm, and all involved in changing the world for the better, to be a peaceful, loving place where we all evolve in the way that God has ordained for each and every one of us. So just imagine yourself walking on the path, sending out good energy. Let the subconscious mind continue on that journey, and let's bring the conscious mind back up to the present moment on the count of 3. 3, coming back to the present moment filled with confidence. 2, coming back to the present moment filled with faith. and 1 coming back to the present moment. Happy, healthy, and whole. Happy, healthy, and whole. Take another deep breath. Exhale, and open your eyes. That's it, my friends. That's the show for today, for the week. I think we have a good dose of information all about the strength, the power of God, how it plays itself out in our lives. Something to contemplate. You know, the world's going through changes. It's easy to get caught up in all the worldly events that are going on. But I think it's time that we stop, assess what is taking place, and then move forward with that new bit of information. We can't just keep running crazily through the world. At some point in time, a pause for the cause is always good. And so let's just take a pause for the cause and assess what is going on, what is best for us here in America, and what is best for other places around the world. Sometimes we need to tend to our own gardens first before we start trying to tend to others. Have an awesome weekend. I'll be back next week. We'll continue on with all the show and all the other stuff. I'm going to talk about the flat earth next week. So any thoughts or ideas, questions, and get those ready. I'll be back. I love you. Keep loving each other. I'll talk to you soon. Peace. I'm out of here.